welcome back to the expert walkthrough for Demon Souls, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and we left off right here in front of this fog gate. We covered the first section of Stonefang Tunnel, and going through this fog gate, we're going to proceed to the second portion of the level. So this is still the same archstone, this is still technically 2-1, but they split it up with this fog gate, and we should even go through a second one a little bit later on as well. So moving into this area is a little bit different. The enemies here are just a little bit more tricky, and we have a brand new enemy type as well. So check this guy out. Let's peep him real quick. So that is a fire gecko, and these things are not super dangerous, but the problem is if you touch them you get hurt because they are like on fire. They're molten hot. So we're going to run into like a group of these later on, and that's where you need to be a little bit more careful. But this one in particular, we don't have to be so careful with him because, I mean, he's by himself. What I recommend you do with these things, shoot them down. And you can honestly melt these things with magic. Like, they're so weak. And they're not really that worth killing because they're not super aggressive. Like, if we had not gone near this guy, he wouldn't have attacked us to begin with, or if we had not attacked him first. But the problem is if you go for this item right here that we just picked up, this meltstone shard, he will drop down and he'll try to ambush you from behind. So checking every single nook and cranny through this place will go a long way because there's lots of good stuff in Stonefang Tunnel. One thing to note here is that the enemies here are a little bit stronger. So as we go through this level, or this portion of the level, these enemies up here are not going to be the same. Like, I don't think we're going to pretty much one-shot them anymore. Like, I guarantee you we're still going to kill them in 2 hits, but they're going to take a little bit more effort to kill moving forward. So what I want to do is I want to pull this guy. I want him to come down here. And he's not going to listen to me. That's really cute. Whatever. It's not like we need him to follow my instructions. He doesn't need to come over here, but he just would have been one less guy to deal with up there. So as we work our way up here, there are going to be a couple spots with crystal lizards where we want to be very careful. For sure have the thief ring on, like the whole time you're doing this part. There's our next fog gate up there. You can actually kind of see it. And then right here, this is the room that I was talking about that has the group of the geckos. So in order to get these guys to come down, like say you don't have magic or you don't have a bow, it'd be really easy to get them to come down just by walking underneath them. Like if you approach them to where they can, what am I doing? What am I looking for? If you approach them to where it looks like they can just drop down and hit you, they'll go for it. I'm just going to knock them down. Because my magic is cheap, and I have a lot of it. Now, once you actually get near them, they do kind of have this, like, somewhat fast lunge attack. And then getting near them to finish them off with melee is also fine. It's not a big deal. But you have to worry about that. You're in kind of a tight space here, like your weapon will bounce off, it's hard to hit them directly, and then next thing you know it, you take a bunch of damage from them. So, figured I would kind of showcase that just to show you what a pain in the ass it is to not fight them with, ranged attacks. And these guys, like, honestly, you don't really need to kill these guys. Like, I don't really see a point. I mean, I guess if you just don't like them, maybe then it's okay. But, I mean, they're gone, and we didn't get anything for it, so it's like, it's whatever. I think those guys are just kind of there for effect, more than anything else. Alright, let's see. I don't think there's any reason for us to backtrack back here. We're going to eventually get up to that stuff, drop down. That's a big shield. I think that's the iron shield, or the steel shield it's called. What was that? Did I just hear somebody swing? Don't tell me he came back. He did. Eat this. Alright. Get rid of that guy. We're not actually going to get to where he is until a little bit later, but I'm kind of glad he came back because I wanted to vaporize him anyway. Alright, so we did that room. We have all these items down here in this lava, and we're not going to be able to loot these things. I'm telling you, if you even dip one toe into that lava, you're dead. So don't worry about that right now. We'll do something about the lava soon. Here's our next cluster of enemies. These guys have fire on their weapons. No, it's not the turpentine. It's not like an enchantment. They're just molten hot weapons that look like they've been freshly forged that don't seem to cool down for any reason. So what I recommend you do for this part is absolutely be smart with these guys. You know, use the pierce damage from the bow. You know, pull them one at a time. Finish them off with the magic. Whatever it is you want to do. Once you get down to just like one guy, then you're kind of fine. Like, it's really not a big deal at that point. I guess these guys do have the same amount of health. Okay, so their health has not increased just yet. Sneak up on the guy with a hammer here. Backstab him. He's pretty dangerous. Yeah, I recommend do that first, and then you have nothing but bad guys. We can just take what they have. And there's two of them right here. Oh yeah, give me the goodies. And instead of going through the fog gate right there, what we're going to do is we're actually going to proceed straight out here onto this cliff. Got a couple items out here. We're also going to get a shortcut. So we don't want to miss this guy way over here. Unknown Hero's Soul. And if we look, we can actually see that we are back where we started. So that is actually the spot where the very first Fat Minister was, accompanied by the two guys, the two miners that were throwing the boulders down at us. So this is like overlooking the very beginning of the level. And the cool thing about the remake is you could kind of see this stuff in the original version, but nowhere near as clearly. If we look now, we can clearly see that there's an entirely separate part of this city, which is pretty cool. Like, there's an entire outpost out there, and we have lots of these lift devices. Like, there's clearly a lot of industry happening out here. You have these big towering things that are meant for lifting heavy objects and excavating boulders, what have you. Going all the way up there. Really cool stuff. So now what we're going to do is we are going to activate the very important shortcut in this level. I'll write this down. I'll hop off right here just so we can grab this. Got a clearstone shard. We're going to want that. I believe clearstone should be relevant to our build. And you could jump off right there to get to the very beginning, but I want to take this all the way down because we're going to talk to an important NPC.
I haven't seen you around these parts. What does it matter? You need a blacksmith? Show me your steel. If not, head straight for the door.
So this is Blacksmith Ed. He is the twin brother of Blacksmith Baldwin, who is at the Nexus right now. They look the same, but they don't function the same. So this guy, he can repair your equipment. I'm going to do that because we definitely need it. But he can upgrade your stuff as well. The Crescent Falchion, we would do this if we could because we need Moonshade Stone Shard, which we're going to get plenty of that in the fourth world, which is the Shrine of Storms. Not right now. Or Shrine of Storms? Latria. I think Latria is what I'm thinking of. We'll get plenty in Latria, I believe, and Shrine of Storms. But we can also downgrade this to a regular falchion if we want to use the Meltstone Shard that we picked up. But why the hell would we do that? This thing's awesome. Now this, the Uchi Katana, this is something that we are concerned with. We can upgrade using the other shards that we find in this game. Like we can do tearing, which is more bleed, or we can do sharp, which is better dexterity scaling. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on upgrading this for now, because what I'll end up doing is probably turning this into a crescent Uchi Katana. Like, that'll work best. Yeah, why not? I'll start upgrading this guy now, just because, like, we have plenty, like, we have exactly enough sharp stones to be able to get this guy to +3, so I'm gonna do that. And we even have enough large sharpstone shards to get this guy again, so as you can see, we have more options now. Like, now that we've gotten this guy to +3, if you get it to +3, you can go the quality route, or you can go the mercury route, which is poison, but I think we need to get this guy to +7 in order to get him to crescent. I think. I'm pretty sure it's +7. And we could just go buy sharpstone shards, but we're not going to do that because we're going to end up picking up plenty more before we need to buy them. So don't do that. This guy, on the other hand, I think this guy is worth upgrading because I might end up turning this guy into a sticky bow. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Alright, yeah, I'll start upgrading this guy. Yes, we have... Here we go. Sticky would probably be the best way to go, or maybe even quality. I'm not sure. I'm going to hold off for now because... yeah, I'll hold off for now because I don't know which one I want to do.
I'm busy. I'm not here to chit-chat. Forging a weapon strengthens it and alters its character. Ores are transmogrified spirits. Their presence blesses the weapon. Ores are transmogrified. All done.
Alright, so that's the end of our small interaction with Ed. Pick up this guy out here. We don't want to miss this. This is a good soul item down here that you can miss quite easily. Not us, though. Not us thorough Souls players. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ride this thing all the way back up. We're going to turn around and we're going to go through the fog gate. But this is a super important shortcut to get because in the event that you need to go back to the Nexus, but you don't want to lose out on any of your progress or anything, you unlock that shortcut and you can just go straight back up here, right from the get-go. So back into the dark tunnels we go. The hell? Did I miss somebody? I wonder if he's on the other side of the... Oh boy, check this out. Can get a glimpse of what's in store for us. More salamanders up there. We can see smoke coming out of there. There's clearly some smithing going on. That section up there also has lots of dogs. It's gonna be a doozy. So maybe it's these guys in here that we were hearing. Alright, remember what I said about tight corridors. Shield up. Like, because of that. Nice. You see what I mean? We're gonna pick up plenty. We don't need to buy any. Alright, let's get rid of these guys. Now, these guys don't have any hyper armor when they punch you. That could have been bad. But it's the guys with a pickaxe and the hammer. The guys that have elongated weapons, they tend to be the ones that have, like, the hyper armor that'll surprise you and piss you off. And our weight actually went down quite a bit too because we used quite a bit of the upgrade stones that we had on us, so we emptied our pockets a little bit. Win-win. Okay, so this part, we're coming up on our first lizard here, and you don't want to lose this guy. If you run around this corner, scare him off, he will run either over the edge and you'll seriously miss him, or he'll run towards those bad guys and you'll get killed. So do not run that way. Don't go face first into the lizard. Instead, roll through these barrels and be careful going through those barrels because they will explode. They're flammable. So I say use your body and roll into them. And then from up here, be careful how close to the edge you get, because especially if you don't have the thief ring on, you can scare the lizard away. And you don't want that, because every lizard counts. Even the ones that drop the stuff that you don't necessarily need. Still kill them. They all deserve to die. I don't have a problem. Get this soul item. So you see what I mean. You scare that guy off towards the ledge, and he gets away. You scare him off towards these guys, and suddenly you have like a lynch mob to fight. Like, these guys look very hateful to me. They look like they're ready to inflict harm upon you. So I promise you, you don't want to fight these guys all head on. Even with a two-handed crescent falchion, they will do enough damage against you together in a swarm to kill you faster than you can kill all of them. So don't do it. I say tear these guys apart from back here. There's the steel shield. I don't know what I was thinking of with the other item. Alright. Let's do this. Just get to the point where we can lock on. Let's start pulling some of these guys. Alright, we're just gonna melt them down, because we can, because it's easy. We can just barely not one-shot these guys. Shit. So 2 arrows will do it, that's nice. And we have a ton of arrows. Like, we can, honestly, we can waste some of these arrows. It's okay. The lizard, on the other hand. This guy, I feel like you just can never get close enough to lock onto him before he runs away. Even with the thief ring. But I'm going to try. There we go. Alright. Alright. So if you don't have to free aim the lizard down the sight, it's much more reliable to shoot him with the bow, because... yeah, there we go. That'll be good for the sticky bow. But as I mentioned before, I think I mentioned it in the last video, the lizards are susceptible to pierce damage. So inflicting the pierce damage on them is in your best interest. Very much so. Now this part, run as fast as you can. Yeah, it's worth it for these soul items and the angry bonk. That's what I call the spiked club in this game. I call it the angry bonk because it's quite angry. Oh man, only weighs 5 units, but this guy, 20 strength it needs. Pure raw damage. That thing just looks angry. Like, how do you even make that thing? Do you just shove shrapnel into like a wooden club and just call it a day? That's like some... jeez, old Pete's. It's like some Walking Dead shit. I've never actually watched that show, but I've seen the weapons from it, so... making a very uneducated comparison. Alright, so we're going to go back up, and the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to handle this right here. We're going to release the river, or as the Ents would say, and release the river! And we're going to go collect those items down there. So there's a little bit of backtracking in this stage. It's and I think I said before that this level is a little bit lengthier. It's kind of a longer level. But that's okay, because we do not want a short game. We do not want 5 minutes of Demon Souls. We're here to have fun, are we not? Man, this place, I'm telling you, it's bringing back memories. I'm having a blast. So, this is where the fall gate was. That little doorway right there. Really cool the way everything is connected. I'm a big fan. Don't know what's down that way. Would love to know. Alright. So So we got an item right there that we can see. We'll be able to get to that in just a minute. I believe down in that section is where the lever is that we're looking for. You hear that? I know you guys hear that. Some more dogs. Our favorite. Yep, there they are. Alright, let me see if I can... Oh, of course. Come on. Oh, here we go. Yep, that pathfinding though, not bad. Alright, listen, man. Yep, this is the problem. Yuck. Alright. Where's the dog? Well, I feel like his pathfinding is taking him straight to me right now. Is it not? Oh, he's down there. Okay, we're safe. For now. So let's knock these guys down. And we're going to take care of them. Smart. I don't know where the other one fell. That was interesting. He seemed to fall right through the wood. Alright. Okay, this one is not mounted, so let's get his attention. Maybe get him to jump. There we go. Good for us. They fall down when they aggro. They don't know how to stay on their feet, which works perfectly well for us. Okay, 2 more. Let's do it. Oh, do you see that effect over there? Look at that. They're actually burning that corpse that has the item on it. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before in this game. Thoroughly pleased with that. That looks awesome. Alright, shield up for this part. Undoubtedly. And because we're in our human form, we are definitely needing to be more careful for these parts. Like, we need to be on our toes for sure. There's that dog. That is dirty. And then this one is glitching on the pole. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for him to react. And this one, I feel like he will attack me through the floor, so I'm gonna go up a little bit. Well, he's the last one. It's not a big deal. Come on, let's just take care of him, shall we? Where'd he go? Hello? Oh, there you are. And again, these narrow corridors like this will make your sword bounce off. Can cause you some serious trouble. But keeping our shield up, staying defensive, it'll get us right through. An edge sharpening stone. Alright, 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Game's feeling generous. So let's proceed. We are getting close to the device. This should totally be a fake wall. Getting close to the device, it's going to cool the lava. You! Let me see if I can get a good shot on you. Yeah! Okay, more grass. I definitely need that because I have been sloppy. I will admit, jumping back and forth between this and Elden Ring does kind of throw me off a little bit. Alright, so not 1, but 3 pickaxe guys. And if we hadn't shot the one guy, it would have been 4. So we did technically make this a tiny bit easier for ourselves. Ooh, see what I mean? This weapon does a lot of damage. He did not give a shit. And he hyper-armored right through it. Give me the bag. Hell yeah. Alright, what's this? Soul items. Money. Won't complain. And here's the device. The guy that we shot from down there was actually standing right at the ledge where we are. And now we're free to go pick those items up. Pretty cool. And we may as well, since we're right here. So navigating our way back there is as simple as following these steps back up. And because we didn't go back to the Nexus or anything, none of the enemies respawned. Excellent. Upgrade materials. More grass. This poor dude, they locked him in a cage and then filled the room with lava. Poison resistance ring. And he's in the knight armor too, so this guy was, he was on a mission. That guy, he must have had intention of going down into the Valley of Defilement, interestingly enough. But this poison ring, we'll take a look at it. It's another one of the rings that was created by Gary, and it's got the same kind of seal design, except it's a green skull. It'll raise your poison resistance, or it'll cause poison to build up slower, is what we should say. Right. And I like the way they do that too. I just want to show some appreciation for this level design real quick. The way they did that was, you've been trying to find a way as you progress to the level to be able to get down to these items that are inside this lava, this molten steel, whatever it is. And when you finally do, you're probably thinking, okay, I gotta backtrack, gotta go get those items and then go back to where I was. But you don't. Actually, what they end up doing is they make the way to proceed just getting to the other side here where the steps are. So you don't necessarily have to backtrack to get those items. You're actually progressing into the correct direction once you go back for those items. And now we're going to start getting into the deeper parts of the level where there's spiders, spider webs and stuff like that. So this fat minister, he's going to do his thing, chuck the fireball, and it's going to blow these barrels up. So do not go into this room of death. Wait for him to throw his fireball at you or whatever. And come on, man. You can do it. You can do it. You get caught in that explosion, you're gonna die. I promise. Do it again. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Fine. I'll just do it like that, pal. So his close range fire attack does more damage than his flame toss. Just know that. And he swings pretty slow, so these guys are pretty easy to steamroll. Anything in here? No. See, look at that. The lingering fire effect. You can actually see how it oxidizes the wood. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. God. Oh, we got his legs. It's funny, ever since I mentioned that you can get pieces of that armor and it being kind of rare, I've been getting a lot of them. I kind of feel like I'm being mocked. Alright. Oh boy. It would suck to fall down in there. Have like an Anakin Skywalker situation. Let's check this out. The spider webs. Thank God we don't have to fight any giant spider enemies. I feel like those are just the worst. So this guy misses you with a rock, and then he jumps down to finish the job with his own two hands. I think that's pretty hilarious. These guys are dropping upgrade stones a lot too. That's crazy to me because our stats, luck is our lowest stat. We only have 7, and our drop rate has actually been pretty fantastic in this playthrough. Okay, so this part, we're going to grab something that is very important to us. Something we're going to start using right away, and it is right there. So let's make our way up. Spider webs. Jeez, Pete's. The Kris Blade. So, we are going to switch to this. No, damn it. Put that back. Oh, do I not have the stats for this yet? I need 16. Okay. How much do I have? 14. Okay. So, we're not going to switch to it just yet, then. We will in a minute. Now, the reason we're going to switch to this is, I may as well explain it to you, right? So, the Kris Blade, a small ceremonial straight sword, etched with numerous ancient runes, this sword serves as a catalyst in occult rituals, amplifies the damage dealt and received by magic. So, it's very light, only weighs 1 unit, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to keep it in our shield hand pretty much at all times, and we're going to switch back and forth as like, kind of like a, I don't know, we're probably going to like unequip the bow, because I do always want to have a shield available. And we'll just equip the bow manually when it's time, is how I'm going to switch my style up with this. But what our equipment is going to end up being is it's going to look like this, essentially. So we're going to have the shield and the Kris Blade on, and I will pretty much primarily have the Kris Blade in my hand like this, because what it will do is it'll end up amplifying our magic damage quite a bit. It'll increase the damage we take, unfortunately, but that's okay, because more damage is always better, and if you don't feel worried that you're going to get hit, it's not a big deal. And for this last section here before we fight the boss, be thorough as you're looking around, because there are items kind of hidden off in the corners and stuff, in the dark corners. It's hard to see them. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go down, and I do want the bow for this in particular because we have more lizards, and they must die. So let's turn the handle. I'm going to try to just hit them and try to like peek over the edge and sort of cheat, see if I can see them before we land. It's not working for me, but where are you, you little bugger? Huh, that's weird. There's totally supposed to be a lizard down here, I thought. I guess not. Fine by me. Get this spider stem chunk. Can't get through there. Don't even know why I tried. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take on the boss, which is the armored spider. This thing's pretty weak to magic, so. Now the general thing with this enemy is do not get hit by the webs. I mean, obviously the fire is going to hurt too, but oops. Keep your shield up. My best advice that I never seem to follow. Wait for him to slam down, like that. And just keep your shield up. Hit him like this. Now we're going to want to run away. Oop. Maybe not. He might go for slam round 2, or round 3. Works for me, big guy. Okay, so once he starts throwing the oil down, that's when you want to run back, because large amounts of oil means large amounts of fire. I don't think this will reach. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't reach. It's fine. So keep your shield up while you're running through. Here's the problem with this part. Once you're webbed, you are slow, and that means the fire is going to hit you. So. Well, that does pretty well. I don't think so, man. Well, we can block most of that damage, so it's not a big deal. So this part's pretty straightforward. Just block the hits, wait for him to do the slam. Now, don't get hit by the slam, it hurts. Alright. So maybe one more round of this, and we should be alright. And as mentioned before, again, just sprint back up. Do not get hit by the webs. Once you get close enough, he will switch to melee, and you won't have to worry about spider webs, fire, anything like that. Just do our thing. Come on. Do what I want you to do. I don't think so. Did you see that? He tried to get one last little lake of fire oil spew spit on me. I think not, sir. Let's go get these items in the corners. And yes, that is a lizard dead ahead. Be patient. Don't want to go after that lizard just yet. Spider stone chunks, so we can make a sticky bow if we want to. Check that out. Got like a almost like a moon-colored light coming from these craters and these crevices in the wall. Cool stuff. So let's get our demon soul. We got pure spider stone and the hard demon soul. Time to get back to the Nexus. Alright, so we have a good chunk of souls on us, I think. How many do we have? 14,000. Okay, that should be enough to get us to the amount of magic we need to use to switch to use the Kris Blade and start putting that thing to use. But, alright, that's what I'm going to do, is in the next episode, we'll do just a little bit of maintenance. As per usual, I'm going to suicide here in the maintenance, and that way I won't ruin any of my world tendency or anything like that. We're going to keep playing in soul form, and then we're going to continue into the next portion of Stonefang Tunnel, because the boss that we're going to fight next is the Flame Lurker, and we need to get his soul in order to make boss weapons via Blacksmith Ed, the guy that we found from the shortcut in the level that we just did. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Expert Walkthrough for Demon Souls. I appreciate you guys following me on this series. It's a blast to play this game. It's wonderful. It deserves to be played. It's such a well-done game. Thank you, Bluepoint Games. I appreciate you if you're listening to me. But thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode. I've been your faithful host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and I will catch all of you guys in the next episode.